or judging? Marilyn. Yeah, it's weird. Big guy turns it on, turns the volume up. And 5, 4, 3.
Welcome, everyone, and pull up a seat at the table. It's Lunchtime in Rome. Tonight's episode 310 is entitled Why We Judge. Why do we judge some people and not others? Why do we judge some behaviors and not others? We will be talking about that at this table this evening. Pull up a seat and join us. First-time listeners, you can subscribe on your favorite podcast app or watch us live or later on YouTube at Lunchtime in Rome. Visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com. While there, you can take our great relational needs questionnaire. Make sure to follow us on all social media. And it would be fantastic if you gave us a 5-star review. Jay, what is this podcast about?
At the table, we strive to love one another and help you to do the same. Some weeks we'll have somebody join us so you can get to know them and learn a little bit about yourself in the process. Other weeks we dive into a topic. Romans 12:15 says to rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn. That's what we do. So while it may not be 12:15 in Rome, we're treating it like it is lunchtime in Rome. Rome.
Yay.
Clap, 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 clap.
It's nice. We expect the applause now.
We do.
Eric's
Chris is back,
messing with-
everybody.
Oh, hi.
Chris is back.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
a
Yeah.
play
In
on
the
words.
neck of time.
It was more,
yeah.
it was more my neck, but yeah.
That worked.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm also smack dab in the middle of an entire week of remote instruction.
It's the best type of music instruction.
That's what they say. Yeah. If you just, yeah. No, it's,
A lot of think method.
we had, last Saturday, Brian and Jay and I were recording the church service for Sunday because we were about to get hit by that snow. And like Jay, you had commented a lot, like, oh, this moment feels like COVID 2.0.
Can't imagine what you're doing now.
And now that's right. And now I'm like teaching from home because of the cold and the snow. And it's just weird. It's just really weird to do. We did a third day in a row, obviously, because today's Wednesday. But last evening, our school, we got the word that they canceled, quote unquote, remote instruction Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They just
Sure.
did
Penn Hills did the same.
yeah, just
Out of
swept-
an abundance of caution is what the note said. And,
Right.
and I'm getting all these COVID flashbacks. Out of an abundance of caution.
Yeah. Now, I will say, like, it is still so snowy. I haven't been to McKeesport, but so snowy around Penn Hills. Like,
There's nowhere for anyone to stand at a bus stop.
exactly. Kids can't, like, they'd be in the middle of the road. So I get that part of it.
Rachel was driving to school today because she had school today. She was off Monday, Tuesday. First 2 days they've called off in their the time she's been there because they have kids who stay at the school. So they always have school, except because the storm came Sunday, there were kids who were traveling. So they canceled it so they wouldn't travel during the storm.
Right.
Point of the story is going down Long Road. She said, she's watching the road and there's an adult bus stop, but a guy standing 4 feet into the road. Now he could have been 1 foot into the road, but she's like, if I wasn't paying attention, because it's dark when she leaves, he'd have flipped right over the,
Yeah.
she had to stop and it would have been cold.
Yeah. It's super,
Can't do
super
that.
inconvenient.
Yeah. But what's interesting, they had school today because the kid, the remote kids had time to come back. But because so many schools are canceled or remote, they had in the children's department, which is 3-year-olds through, I think, kindergarten, they had 9 kids total.
Oh, okay.
In the entire school system, they had like 64. So that's K through, or 3-year-olds through seniors in high school. They had 64 and like 120 absent.
Jeez.
And so the staff were complaining that they should have done remote, that it would have been better because all kids at least, but then there's some kids that are there. And I was like, isn't that just great? Everybody's got an opinion, that
Sure.
we should have done it this way. We should have done it that way. Like, I've never run a school district.
Yeah. There's a million things, right?
Yeah, Maggie's Maggie's back. Thankfully, it's nice that she's
I saw somebody complain about that.
yeah, well,
Not Maggie, but
right, right.
why is Maggie Hammond's in school? That's not fair.
Yeah. But also, I'm curious because they go by. There's 2 ways you can do the timing of it. One is by days, so there's the 180 day thing, or you can do by hours.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it divides up, but they do hours. They don't do the days thing. And they have like built-in days that they can have kids home, and then after so many they have to either do remote learning or they go in.
Well, and even like
if
with
possible.
the public school districts, you have flexible instruction days.
Right.
You have remote instruction days, which some of which are synchronous, meaning the teacher's literally teaching and broadcasting themselves while they're teaching.
That's
some
what
are
we've been doing.
asynchronous, which means you can watch it anytime you want. And it's like, well, we do it because you only get 5 flexible instruction days.
Correct.
Really?
Yeah. We're already out of FID days, as we call them, even though the D is anyway.
Yes, the flexible instruction
5
days.
days.
Right.
Yeah.
The FIDs. We'll call them the FIDs. We're out of FIDs. We actually took 1 or 2 days early in the year, maybe a day and a half. I don't know what it ended up being, but our district had water issues. And this is like the beginning of September. So you're like, and there's some winters when we don't
use
need
them.
any days, but
Right.
this is just one where, so we're out. So we've just been doing synchronous. So I've been live with kids all week, which is, it's fine. It's weird, but Amy's district completely different. They've been asynchronous, and they don't even have like so there's 5 specials teachers, right? There's music, art, phys ed, whatever else they have. And their district decided that, well, the first day that we have this winter for, a quote unquote snow day that's going to be like virtual instruction, they're going to do all the kids in elementary, that's their gym day. And the second day that we do every single kid, that's their art day. Music wasn't until the 5th day. So today was the 5th day that Amy's school has been off total this winter. And so it was the first day that she was actually responsible for even posting anything for kids. I'm like, holy crap. Like,
Good deal.
yeah, yep.
And that's how Chris has been, everybody.
Yeah, that is pretty much how I've been. Oh, we bought a house. Did I tell you guys?
That's a big deal.
Yeah, I know I told you guys. I don't remember if I said it on here
No.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, so we did. I remember telling everybody at the table that we missed out on our first house that we had wanted, but we got our second. And it's not in Penn Hills, unfortunately. It's in Monroeville, but it's only 15 minutes from here. So I'm like, okay,
every time you mention this house,
that's
you're like,
local.
It's only 15
I know.
minutes.
I don't want
Do
anybody.
you feel guilt about
I
moving? Do you really?
Well, I feel
You should. I judge you for that.
yes, yes,
Nice.
nice.
Apparently, last week I found out I judge a lot of people about a lot of things.
And
So,
still less than I thought you were going to do.
but anyways, so you're
I do feel some guilt because we have this thing going here, and we're all local, and we're all
Yeah, but it's not
In
like
it.
you're moving.
you're only 15 minutes away.
right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
And you weren't a Penn Hills blue blood. I mean, you were born here.
Right. You're already an alien.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Illegal. Never mind.
Speaking of ice outside,
Yeah, it's very icy. So we're very excited. Our closing isn't until the middle of March, but we have been moving right along, getting like all the there's as you know, there are a million
so
documents.
you said your closing's mid March.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did the extended 60-day just so we had time to get all our ducks in a row and everything. So
I knew you had
yeah.
cats.
Yeah.
I know about the ducks.
Ducks and cats.
Yeah.
Line them up.
Geese better.
What's your
scurry.
plan for moving?
Oh.
You're gonna get moving trucks and
Oh, yeah, they
movers.
are.
We are going to employ the boys, as we say.
Employ the boys.
Yeah. Ben and his friends, including Joe and Ethan.
Oh, Ethan's one of the
Oh,
boys now.
you've talked to.
Oh, I've talked
all
to
of them
Ethan. Yeah.
About it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
and
going
we're
to drive the truck.
Yeah.
Okay. Chip off the old block.
Yeah. I'm just gonna rent a U-Haul and do little to no heavy lifting myself because and Eric and I were talking about this yesterday at rehearsal.
Yeah.
And it was just like I can't move anymore. And I have not, and I'm not asking you guys. I will not ask you guys for help.
When I told
because-
him, I was like, I won't help you.
yeah. I mean, I am not willing
I
to
am
do it
right there with
myself.
you.
I am not going to ask you guys to do it because it's just, you reach a certain point and it's like, I do not want to carry heavy furniture up a flight of stairs.
Yeah, I feel
It's
like
just
I
not-
feel like if you can't ask somebody, what's the age? You can't ask a friend that's over what age to help you move.
Well, I mean, 45.
I was gonna say 40.
Ask.
Nah, see, I don't think you can ask. I think if they offer, then yeah, like it's fine. If they're
Brian,
if
if
they
I
really
asked
want to,
you, would you help?
I would.
I could see it in your eyes. Jay, if I asked you, would you
Absolutely.
help? I knew these.
Still might without you asking. Because I'm not going to let do you even think those guys are going to be able to do it? You're out of your mind.
They don't know how to move.
They don't know how to move. They can't.
Do you remember us moving Jim's stuff, me and you and Jay and Amy moving Jim's stuff, we were efficient, man.
Oh, I
We-
forgot about that
We
day.
banged that thing out,
We
man.
sure did. That was, yeah. What are you talking about? No, you don't ask over. We moved Jim out.
That's
No, I'd rather you not ask.
was
And
heavy.
I kind of
Last
don't
time.
want
That
to
was
do
some
it.
heavy lifting too.
Yeah.
And those
remember I
desperate
carried that
times.
safe or
Desperate
whatever
times.
it was?
those were
Oh,
very
God.
desperate.
Desperate
That's-
measures.
Thank you, Eric. Those were very desperate.
no.
Yeah.
Did you say safe?
Yeah, the safe wasn't that the last thing I had? I
might
brought
have-
down.
I might
You were
have-
gone by that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of those. We're doing this. Like, I'm not leaving here. Letting somebody else do it. I started it. I'm finishing it.
My goal is to have a good talk with them about being careful and
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
and then
That's silly.
my role is going to be supervisor. Like I want to be
You
present.
ain't that old, bro. You got to be like 70 to be the
supervise.
supervisor.
Well, or you could just sleep with your pillow the wrong way.
Yes.
And say your back's
Have
out
an
of whack.
excuse. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
sick that day.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Like me.
It'll be fine.
That'd be good times.
Are you gonna pay them?
Oh, I'm absolutely going to pay them. I don't want to say how much on here, but I feel like
Sure.
I'm going to pay them a decent amount.
Right.
Yeah.
Pizza.
More than what they would make at a hourly wage job, and less than you would pay a moving company.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody
As my
wins.
brother has often said, well, you get what you pay for.
A lot of supervisors.
I can see Joe.
They'll
doing
be
a decent
fine. They're
job.
going to be fine.
They're
I don't think I would
strapping
do a
young
decent
men.
job.
Huh?
I don't think I would do a decent job. What's the difference? Go on.
I said they're strapping, and then
They're
I was
not.
like, well,
They're
There's
not.
Ben.
they've got a strap
Ben
or
is
two.
fit.
Ben
Ben
picks
has-
up like a heavy armoire, and his arms just fall off.
You guys
Well,
are making
no,
me
he goes to the
rethink,
gym. He goes to the- Ben goes to
hiring
the
a
gym.
moving company. It really that was my first instinct. But
They're
I'm like,
expensive.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I could pay these boys.
You
really
need like
well.
the literal two guys in a truck, not the one that became a real moving company.
Yeah.
But, like you just need like big, strong guys. They
Yeah.
ding a few things. It's fine.
Right.
So that's what I want to avoid. But I get
no,
it.
that's
I mean, we
happening.
got moving guys. We had to pack up everything when we
Yeah.
moved. We hired a moving crew just to put everything in the truck and take it off the truck.
Yeah.
Which was
That's basically
money
what we
well
want.
worth spent.
Kids will be fine. Boys will be fine.
It's going to be great.
Speaking of helping people, I helped my neighbor.
Aw,
I had a moment of consciousness.
we're conscience.
Conscience. That's the word I was looking for there.
All right.
Went out and shoveled all my snow on Monday
A
morning.
lot of snow.
Yeah, it took me an hour and a half. I woke up I went out and started shoveling at 6:30.
Did you shovel it all on Sunday?
No, I just let it
Neither
go.
did I.
Oh,
I just
did.
let it go, and
Yeah.
so it was a lot of snow. It was a lot of snow.
snow.
So I shoveled for an hour and a half, and I came back in around 8, and my neighbor across the street, he's kind of weird,
Yeah.
and I saw him out there, and I know that he's not in good shape anymore. He's older, and I saw him waddling out, and I just shoveled all my snow, and I'm like, I had to shovel paths through the yard because Chalupa had no idea. She went out once and couldn't move, so I had to start. I shoveled some paths so she could go out and
Really?
poop and stuff. Yeah. So I shoveled a lot of snow, and I came back in, and my fingers are cold, and I see the neighbor waddle out,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
I hope nobody ever describes me as a waddler. Go
he
on.
waddles. I mean,
All right,
he
I
had
understand.
He had a hip replacement, like
Oh.
needs a knee or something
Sure.
like that. And like I'm watching him through the window, and I'm just like, I really should go help him. And it was literally one of those moments where I felt like God tapping me on the shoulder, going, "Hey, you see that guy? You see your neighbor? You got to go out and help him." So, anyways, I went out and helped him shovel his driveway, and the guy almost cried.
Aw.
It was one of these things where
Yeah.
oh, I'm such
Well,
an
if you got, he's got to feel so helpless. You're
Yeah.
like a hero in the moment. You know?
And he's like, I have a doctor's appointment today that I got to get to, and I think I thought I was gonna have to cancel it. And I'm like, all right, well, this makes me feel good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I saw him later because I went back to finish because I dug him out enough to get his car out.
Yeah, but you didn't do a good job.
Yeah, I didn't do a good job, and so I wanted to go back and like do the job, right, and finish the job. And
Yeah,
I went back, and he'd gotten back from his appointment. He was inside. He saw me shoveling. He pops his head out. He's like, "Oh, you came?" I was like, "Yeah, I wanted to finish what I started." He's like, "Okay, great. I went to the doctor, and nobody was there anyways." So he's like, and then I went out to try to eat in 2 different places, and they were closed. But anyways, it
You're
was
like, I'm just shoveling, sir.
yeah. Didn't ask.
Yeah,
I think you.
you already met my need of appreciation before when.
Yeah, and do you really have people in your basement that like you have captive? Because I've always wondered that. We didn't get that far, but yeah. So
That's cool though.
yeah, it made me feel good to listen to the tapping on my shoulder to say, "Go help this guy," you know.
Yeah.
You didn't
Because
have-
I judge him so much sometimes.
sure.
How sore were you after that?
I wasn't sore Tuesday morning. Yeah,
I was so sore after I did mine Monday morning.
It's because of the cryo chamber.
And, maybe that
Why
was.
you're not
well,
sore.
it's a.
Being out in the
I
cold.
I
honestly
thought you
think
said
it's
the
a cryo.
carotid. I was
No,
like,
I think
what?
it's the cryo chamber. I think it's. I mean, it's a year and a half now of pretty much doing cold plunges every day. Plus, I mean, I go throw myself around a deck hockey rink every Friday.
and all that testosterone.
Sure, but
I was
to you, Chris.
really sore. Sorry, but and Amy was like, "Oh, you're not supposed to go shovel if you're over 45."
Oh gosh.
And I was like, "No, it's fine. Everything's fine." And I was fine, but we have inherited it from Jim Frost, the power shovel.
Oh, that's actually like
shovel.
motorized.
Yes.
Oh.
And it was pretty cool. Although I would say if you have like 6 inches, maybe even 9 inches of snow, you would be fine. But because we had whatever it was, 14 or
Right.
a million, like I had to do like a few passes to
Sure.
get down to the bottom. And it's heavier than a normal shovel. And I really do think that added to like my,
Oh,
my
yeah.
later
But you're not
soreness.
Awkward.
lifting
Yeah.
anything though.
No, but if he's lifting.
Well, I'm lifting the shovel.
Yeah.
So there's like the motor and
So he's like taking off the top layer and like
Yeah.
going down.
like shaving it.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that would be
It was an
heavier than like a
awkward-
weed whacker. And
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
That would be
and you're
awkward.
sort of leaning and it's
yeah,
awkward.
it's
But,
off balance.
But once you got down there, like to the last however many inches, like it was pretty cool. Like it just throws that snow. Oh, it's fun.
First thing we bought when we moved to this house was a snowblower.
Well, for sure.
yeah,
with this
I was
driveway.
like, I need to buy a
I can't
legit-
fathom shoveling this driveway.
No,
I mean, it's not the longest thing in the world, but
no, but it's steep, and when we get a snow like this, because it snowed not this much since we've been here, but there was another year that we got a pretty good
a modicum.
amount of snow, and I would say we got about 16, and it's a 24-inch snowblower, so it can handle it. And but then Brian, like you did, like I go and take care of Miss J and her mom across the street because it's just them, and it is very like it's not the reason why I do it, but she peeked out her front door and she was like, "Thank you so much!" Like she was just yelling, like
That's awesome.
And then I take care of Linda, who we've known that have been members at our church,
Yeah.
across the street.
Glad most of my older neighbors have died, so I don't have to.
Because but like our driveways are steep, and like like Miss J's not old, but she has her mom there. But if she's got to get her mom somewhere, like how are you gonna get out? There's no way.
I shoveled 2, if not 3 times on Sunday. And after the second time, I said, I really wish that I had, I don't know if I said this in the group text. I said, I really wish I had a 22-year-old ROTC son and a level 2 CrossFit wife that could help me with this. That's
if only.
if only I had these things.
That'd be wonderful.
But then, and this will get into judgment later, but like we did a good job. Nobody parked in front of the house except the one gypsy motorcycle, which is parked perpendicular. It's kind
That
of
has flat tires now.
on, yeah.
Yep.
It was on John's side. So when they plowed 6 feet from our curb
Yep.
and then made a 4 foot wide, 3 foot high snow path.
Yeah.
So that even though we'd done all the shoveling, it didn't matter. We still had to dig out from there.
Yep.
But Rachel and Joe did join me on Monday morning. And Rachel's in charge of, because we didn't touch the cars on Sunday. That's just silly. So she was using the broom to get the cars off, and it wasn't going well for her. And anyhow, but we have had podcasts where we talk about underrated things or like things that are awesome. That first pull from the other side, like when you've been lifting a certain way,
Yeah.
and then you go to the other hand, you're like, oh yeah, that's the one that evens it all out. But to your question, whoever it was, I did have like a little knot in the back left. And I love it when you're doing it and you're like, not using my legs. That's my back. Here we go. And it was, I've snowed more before, I've shoveled more snow before, like the 2010, we had 20 or
2010
whatever it was.
crazy, yeah.
26, I think.
But I don't remember like this seemed like a lot. I know it was,
It was
colder, so
heavy
it's
too,
fluffier.
Yeah.
And it was a 40. I don't know if we talked about it here, but it was a 14-to-1 ratio, whereas a normal snow is an 8-to-1 ratio.
What does that
So
mean? What
that's
do you mean?
8 inches of snow for every one inch of moisture.
Okay.
But because it was so cold, it was 14 inches of snow for the 1 inch of moisture.
Meaning it's fluffier.
In theory,
Okay.
bigger, more. But I was shoveling, and I'm like, I would turn and put it on the pile, but then the pile was so high, it just
Yeah.
keeps sliding back down. You're like, so I have to shovel and walk this somewhere? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so anyhow, but it was all good. Any other updates from you boys?
No, one thing that is fun though is having a 7-year-old kid and a snowblower, and you're just blowing snow and making it snow all over the yard. That's fun.
That
She
would
was
be
out there running around.
Yeah, she was sled riding and stuff, and then she rode her sled like through the snow arc going. You know, it was awesome.
I had a lunch today in Sharpsburg, and some other guy picked where it was, and I'm like, oh, is there going to be parking? So I get there, sure enough, there's parking. Well, the place is closed. The guy I'm meeting with isn't there yet. And in the very next storefront or house, I don't know, is this guy. And it's 11:25 in the morning. And he's just sitting there ripping a heater, drinking a beer with his, wearing like a flannel shirt. And he's just staring at me out of his door front. And I was like, man, we lead different lives. And then he goes in, he gets a shovel, and he just starts, he's got a cigarette in his mouth, and he's just ripping it, and he's shoveling and it's up. And I was like, man, what a world.
Yeah.
What an absolute world we live in.
Drunk snow shoveling at 11 o'clock in the morning. That's pretty sweet. You get in the zone.
And he's fit.
Yeah.
I mean, he kept the cigarette in his mouth while he's lifting and throwing and all that kind of fun
Getting
stuff.
it done. All right.
It was incredible. But I'm grateful that I didn't judge him, though I did. But I judged him positively. I was like, wow, look at that guy
That's
getting
impressive.
it done.
You can smoke
Yeah.
and shovel.
And I also judge those who sit at the head of the table. And we do have to meet and finalize our 2026 plan. But thanks to Groot, Hooked on Jesus podcast, Laurie-Ann, Bethany Jaworski, Marilyn, Ashley, and Breaking 90, who all have gone to lunchtimeinrome.com and become paid subscribers. We've said judgment a couple times. We came up with this idea for talking about judgment and those who judge. And last week, we just gave an exhaustive list of things we judge and some comments on it. But I want to be sensitive because we've all been hurt by judgmental behavior in life. And if we're being really honest with ourselves or being very introspective, we've probably hurt some people with some judgment as well. And that's what this whole series is about, is sort of getting to the roots of it. Let's getting rid of as much of it as we can. Before we diagnose and get rid of it, Chris, what do you judge?
Right. Catch up. You weren't here last week.
Yeah. So I was trying to think. I judge rude behavior, but maybe that's just a reaction to rude behavior. Is that judging? I don't know.
Well, what
But
is rude behavior? Because we last week talked about there's some subjectivity in what is judging.
Yeah.
What is rude behavior, in your opinion?
Anything.
Give
that,
an example. What
Okay.
would you judge?
Well, here's something recent, and I will give you the extremely abridged version of this story. But for school, every 5 years we have to redo our clearances.
Sure.
Right? So I'm sitting at the whatever agency it was in Monroeville. I had
I get the
Signed
fingerprints done.
yes.
Oh, I love that place.
Exactly.
They are rude.
and slow and incompetent.
Oh.
But anyway, I had signed up for a time. You can go online and pre-register, right? Well, you walk in and there's just a sheet of paper where, it says put your name and mark what time you got there. And there's nowhere on there that says, did you pre-register? Did you whatever? And the poor lady coming out, I guess I judge incompetence. Because what are you doing? Like she came out, she called somebody's name, and there were like 5 of us in the waiting room, and everybody's like looking around like, no, okay, that's not us. And she's like, oh, okay. And she crosses that name off. She goes to the next name. Nope, not there. Okay, she crosses that one off. And she says my name. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she says, I'll be right back for you. And she goes like this on her paper, and I'm like, why is she crossing that off? Okay, whatever. And she goes back and deals with something, whatever. Comes back out, looks at the list,
Oh, please. Please tell me.
skips over me.
Nice. It goes to the next person?
Yes. And so, and there were a couple other people who had been there longer than me also. And so they start looking at each other, and now I, skipped, and I'm getting the feeling that they have been skipped too. And they were young women, that, they look a little, I don't know that they would have said anything, but I said, I'm going to say something next time she comes out, 'cause I think she's confused, And so she comes out again. While she's in the back helping one person, there are one or two other people who come in. So we go through this cycle a couple times, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to say something. She comes out, calls another dude's name. I say, excuse me, are you maybe skipping some of us accidentally who were higher up on the list? She's like, okay, hold on, let me look. Meanwhile, the guy who she had called is standing up and like walking toward her up to the desk and is ready to go. And she goes, "What's your name?" And I say it, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you're up here."
You're crossed off here.
And who? And one of the young ladies, yeah, right. One of the young ladies like speaks up. Well, I was further up, and it. Oh yeah, I see you here. No, so her incompetence. I've already judged that.
Oh yeah.
The guy standing there.
Oh, here we go.
I'm judging it on your
He
behalf.
says to her, "Well, you called my name, so I think you should take me first."
Oh, praise God.
And he said, and she said, "Okay," and takes him back. And I called out. I said, "Oh, nice manners, sir." Like, yeah. But he did not turn around. He did not look at me.
You nice manners sirred him?
Well, it was the sir.
And I was
Just
like
short
ready.
of chief.
I was so ready for when
Gaylord.
he came back out to say something. Like my line was going to be, "Enjoy your guilt. Enjoy your guilt." But by the time he must have been getting something longer done, like a passport or something. Because by the time he came out, I was already like around the corner getting my fingerprints done, which wasn't for another 15 minutes or something that I was sitting there. I was there for
Well,
over
this
an
is the
hour.
Chris Davidson that has a new house. He can do whatever. He can say whatever he wants.
I feel your frustration.
It bothered
though,
me
dude.
so much that it came out.
It's
So
it's one of the
believe you said that.
dude. It's one of those things like
manners, sir.
I don't have.
Enjoy your guilt. Get him, ladies.
Oh man.
Margaret, tell him.
Like I don't have a high need of respect like you do, but that would hit my need of respect that I do have a little bit for. Like that really makes my head hot.
I appreciate
you.
that.
Well, yeah,
Like,
it's 2026. Like, have a system that works. Like,
well, that's
There's
the
a system.
So
it,
my
that
question.
works, that
Good
works.
point. Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
People at work and Amy, people I've told this story to, my question is always like, which was worse, the incompetent worker who didn't have a system that was working,
That's worse.
or the guy who's like, "Oh, just take me."
This system didn't work.
The system.
That's what you do.
You
That's
should
your
have
job.
a system.
You do that every day.
And
all
like,
day.
if there's people registering online
Yeah.
for a time, then you need to honor
register?
that time.
Why
right?
register? Why even have
Right.
a website?
It's the whole Jerry Seinfeld when he goes to
Anyone
rent the
can
car.
take a reservation.
He's like, I don't think you do understand what a reservation means, you know?
I would go so far as to say I may judge the fact that you began that with. Let me give you a condensed version.
There were a lot more details to that story. A lot of more.
So you judge incompetence, but you focus on the rudeness. No, you weren't. No, wasn't. No, you started with rude.
I did start with
Rude.
Yeah.
Then talked about incompetence.
Yeah.
But what really got your goat was the rude.
I think so.
Yeah. I was here first.
Yeah, your reaction to the guy, that one hit you.
I can't believe that.
I wish I would have been there.
Oh,
Wish I
what was it
would've been
again? Your manners?
Nice manners, sir.
That's a shirt.
I would.
dude, whenever
Just
you
like
do
a
launch our shirts,
a
Chris,
DMV line.
that is the first shirt I want.
Nice
manners,
You
sir.
just see some stick figures in a line, and one's
Now, what
yelling,
if
"Nice
Amy was
manners,
with
sir."
you in that moment?
Oh, she would have been mortified. Mortified. I do not think my actions would have changed because a lot of that just happens. Like that's just what
When you go
bubbles
Red
out.
Ross.
That was the
Yes.
over. That was
I
the
go
over.
Red Ross. Yes.
The overflow of your heart.
Yes, but she would have been more. She would have been beside me, like grabbing my arm, like to try to like somehow help me
Yeah.
hold it in. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So rude and incompetence.
Yes,
It's very
sir.
general. Did you guys pick up any others? Since we realize any others?
Oh, I did have another one, but then I can't remember what it was.
Oh, yeah, we can't talk about that.
you
one.
could.
No.
Okay.
Can't. Nope.
All right. Fine. For me, it's two more. One is the other day. I don't even know when it was, but the first day they said, "Okay, there's no school tomorrow."
Mhm.
They posted it, and I was like, "Well, normally people complain." And they go, "Oh, you could have called this hours ago, but you didn't tell us till now, or blah, 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 whatever." So I was going to say that. I was literally going to comment, "Hey, at least they got the news out soon enough." But here comes a first comment. Shouldn't be a flexible instruction day. It should be an old school snow day. And then boom, 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 people complaining. The people that complain, I mean, in general, it's ironic because I'm complaining, but they're always going to complain about something.
Yes. And they always take to their keyboard.
Oh, gosh.
It drives me insane.
And to support you in your feelings, I don't think complaining about complaining is the same thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate your manners. And my second one, and of course, this is obviously very contemporary, but people that are oblivious or rude in their snow removal and or parking during snow removal.
Yes. Yes.
I even posted about it on Facebook that, we did the first shovel. I did the first shovel, still Sunday. But you're hoping like they've plowed and come through. They've just made the safe pass. They haven't done both sides of the road
Right.
yet, whatever.
The emergency pass.
Right. And so a car that was visiting our neighbors across the street parked on our side of the street in front of our house while there's already cars parked on the other side of the street.
And it's not
You-
a real wide street.
A plow could not get through
Yeah.
for the hour and 45 minutes they were there. And Rachel's going, well, and I don't understand why they wouldn't park on the other side of the street where there's already cars. I'm like, honey, they're not thinking about
Right.
that.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't occur to them
Nope.
whatsoever. And the other is
Well, what would you categorize that? Like
rude,
Main
inconsiderate.
character syndrome.
inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Main character.
Same with
syndrome.
parking in the
Yeah,
fire
and that-
lane
right.
at Panel Shopping Center.
Let me just park in front of the
See,
laundromat up
I
there
don't-
because
Yeah. I think it's incompetence. I don't think it's main character syndrome. I think parking in the fire lane and going in and shopping at the shopping center, that's main character. Like this world's all about you, isn't it, buddy? But I think it's just they're
Jay's
not
situation?
thinking. Yeah, Jay's situation. I just don't think they're thinking. I don't think they're doing it on purpose.
yeah, but they're not doing it.
They're
on
not
purpose.
thinking ahead.
Right.
Yeah, but like the people in the shopping center, they're specifically not parking in
A space.
space that is provided for many people, and they're literally parking right in
Right.
front of the store.
The other was, and I know that at one point in time, years ago, one of our neighbors, who will go by the name of Angry Gerald, either yelled at me or said something about people putting snow down because we have a sewer grate right at the end of our driveway.
Yeah.
And I think it was something like, "You ain't putting it down the sewer grate, are you?" And I was kind of like, "No, like Gerald, whatever." Like,
no nice manners, sir.
yes, that's what I said. I didn't have the guts.
I don't even know what difference that makes.
It doesn't matter. Point of stories. Well, so then he wasn't home most of Sunday, and Monday morning we look, and his truck is in front of the house, and all of the snow that had been on his truck is now in the middle of the street.
Oh my God.
Where so he clearly just cleared his truck off into the plowed part of the street, and it was just one of those where I look at it, and this is maybe way down our conversation. Oh, I'm supposed to get angry right now. I'm supposed to stare up at the window, shake my finger, and say, "Nice manners, sir." And but I was just like, "Nah, we're not going to do that today.
Yeah.
We're just going to let that slide."
Hypocritical behavior.
Yes,
Yeah,
for sure.
I do judge that.
My parking pet peeve with the snow is like people that live at an intersection, like a T, and they're like their house is on the top of the T, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
driving up to it, and like it's right across.
If you didn't hit the brakes,
intersection.
you'd run into their house.
Right.
Right.
And they park.
And they park in front of their
Yeah.
house when they have a driveway, and they they have some place to park because it happened right out here, and Amy couldn't swing around, couldn't swing it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Joe and I, this is just a complaint that we didn't dig out Joe's parking space because he normally parks in front of the house. So it doesn't matter. But I'm like, the minute we do that, like the snowplow's going to clear it all out, well, they haven't come back since. So
Yeah.
he and I dug it out. And then by mistake, I dug a good 2 feet into my lawn
Oh,
because I couldn't see it. And I'm like, well, that was too much.
I was hitting beside the driveway trying to find the grass, and I was like poking a regular shovel at this point, like down. I'm like, no, that still feels like cement. That still feels like cement.
Just breaking up your driveway.
It's just a plastic shovel. But anyway, I'm like, okay, my driveway is not this wide. The ground was just that frozen. You know what I mean?
True.
Like I could not find the.
We had a what do you call it there? Amazon delivery today. It was a return and a replacement of a shirt Joe got for Christmas. And it was like, it has been delivered near your front step.
yeah.
It's at Old Gerald's.
Basically, I mean, it was 10 feet from the road. I mean, they literally just pulled up.
Yep.
I don't blame him.
But where I'd like to go tonight is thinking about the things you guys have said you judge others on. And looking at why do we pick those things to judge? And I think they lie in two main categories. And one is because they clash with your highest emotional needs.
For sure.
So like you have a high need of respect, Chris.
Yes.
We've talked about this. Somehow not amongst this friend group, except we do respect you. We just don't show it. Point of the story is. So you stood up. But I mean, does that apply to you thinking of the things that you've shared?
I'm trying to think what I shared.
100%. Yeah, I mean, because at first I started sharing the things, the pet peeves I've shared before, driving with your high beams on, and doing the stuff in to me that's like it's just disrespectful. So, and then even to the point of like we talked about the dogmatic or the fundamental people that they are so dogmatic in their approach that it becomes their identity. And if you challenge it, you're challenging their identity. And at the bottom of all that, they don't know who they are, so they're afraid. And I judge the fear. So and because of that, they don't respect themselves. If they respected themselves, they wouldn't fear them that so much. That's where my mind goes.
Yeah.
And so it comes down to disrespect and respect.
Disrespect.
Disrespect.
Eric, your highest emotional need is acceptance.
I believe so, yeah.
Being loved even though you've made a mistake, stuff like that. So do you find that you have an intolerance for those that are, for that matter, who will like pile on top of somebody or bury somebody for a mistake?
Yeah, for sure.
The guy that takes advantage of the little guy, that's different. But,
Yeah.
But when somebody makes a mistake and everybody piles on.
Right. Yeah, that would be more me thinking like, hey, we're all hurting, we all need a little bit of forgiveness and grace, yeah, that makes sense. But I was also thinking about, I don't have a high need of respect, but a lot of the stuff that relates to this, I feel like targets respect
that's a
specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like things that bother you. I believe if it's somebody else doing something, it does
So the fire
feel
lane,
more-
lane parking,
that's respect. And it's
and that takes you go pretty quick.
Yeah.
You go to 100
yeah.
in your head. I
don't say anything. I don't do anything. You know what I mean? It's
enjoy
just
your
annoying-
parking, sir.
Exactly. Enjoy your parking. So that's what I'm going to say next time. I'm going to walk by and I'm just going to say it.
But would that come from a level of your, like, who are you? I don't think so highly of me. Why do you get to think so highly of you? Does that make sense? Like, I would never consider just parking in front of a store.
Oh, I thought
I
you were
feel
talking
that.
about me and like standing up for the little guy. Like I was like,
Who are you to stand up for the little
like,
guy,
what are you
Eric?
talking-
No, I'm saying that
You
when
know how
you
I think
see
about me.
somebody park there, you go like, I could never imagine that.
No, I could never imagine being the guy with Chris.
Imagine
Take-
saying those words.
I'd be like, I'm good. I'll go sit back down. You know,
I don't need, I don't
there's
need
no
this
way-
job. I don't need to get my fingerprints
There's
done.
no way I would do that.
I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, I would feel bad doing that.
But to my point, so it's not inherently clashing with your emotional need. It's more clashing with, like, when you see that, it's just so foreign to you. Like, it's something you would never do.
Right. Yeah.
And so is it a function of so this guy, that's a great example, Chris. Thank you for bringing it up in that short story.
Well, I just thought of something. Sorry, because like there was I forget where I was, but the only parking space was a handicap parking space, and I parked in it. And
Whoa!
I felt so
As you should.
bad, but I'm like, what do I do? Like, there's no other parking, and I was running in real quick to this place, like so I was that guy
Wow,
for a
this
moment.
changes everything.
But I felt so
Everything.
bad. I felt so bad, because
Were you the guy in the fire lane?
no.
Were you having like a Fight Club moment and you thought it was like somebody else's car and it was
Where
yours?
was this? An emergency room?
No.
Was Maggie being delivered?
You parked in a handicap.
I know. I felt bad.
As you should have.
You should
I think
still
you're
feel
feeling
bad.
bad again.
I am.
This is you were what, 17?
What?
You were 17 years old when you did this?
Oh no, I don't know. Oh, I mean, it was a long time ago, but
okay.
yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't anything recent.
Sorry, that's me twice.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
twice,
I'm just
bro.
stretching and I'm kicking you. I apologize. Don't judge me and don't, when I get hurt, park in my handicap space. So why does, back to the story, this guy, is he at, see, that has nothing to do with judgment.
What guy? Who are we talking about?
Sir.
Yeah, manners, sir.
The guy.
You'll take care of me because I'm here first.
Yeah.
I mean, he's acting out of his own set of emotional needs that are bereft or empty because there's no reason or over met.
And he had been in a waiting room where multiple people had been having a conversation, or at least, I mean, we weren't loudly, but there were moments.
Like, I can't stand these loud people talking.
There's some murmuring.
Yes,
Yeah,
there was some murmuring about like, well, haven't you been here?
Are you kidding?
I
So
know
he
I've
had a
been
chance
here.
to read the room, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now he was one of the more recent people in, but I still feel like, I don't know, man.
That's pretty audacious.
Yes.
Well, since I'm here, might as well go.
Called my name. We're judging him very much.
He's the one.
As he should be judged.
It's one of the things we talked about last week is there's assessment of behavior and then judgment. Like, is he a bad person
Yes.
because he did those things?
Unequivocally,
Yeah,
according
but that's
to
we
Eric,
touched on that last week.
100%.
Like, it's an assessment of behavior.
I mean-
like, oh, I don't care for that. It's whatever else.
I'll berate that guy.
The probability of him being a bad person is certainly higher than if.
Well, I
he
mean,
had
that's
not
some
done
psychopathic behavior.
At least socio.
that. Socio, yeah, at least.
Sure. One of them, narcissistic, which makes you a horrible person. If you're any of those things. No, I'm just
It
kidding.
doesn't make you. It reveals that you are. It doesn't make you that.
Oh, it's
Like
already.
when
it
somebody
just-
says, because I think that, does that
Doesn't
make
makes
me
you.
a bad person?
No, it just reveals.
it reveals that you're a bad person. That you've got horrible, horrible sin in your heart. All right. So if it's not clashing with our emotional needs, because some things don't bother us that bother other people,
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
is it also a function of our past hurts that we've been hurt by people or been inconvenienced by similar? Whereas if I'm walking into a store, and boy, we got people cutting in line
Yeah.
and people parking in the fire lane.
If we're in public, that's where these things happen.
No, but I'm saying the example being, if I'm walking into a store and there's a guy parked in the fire lane, I had parking, I can walk. I didn't get burned down in a fire.
Right.
You know,
Nobody got hurt.
so why does it bother me so much? Is it because people have been rude and inconsiderate to me before, putting themselves ahead of me? And so they've acted irrespective of society in general? Or does it clash with, in the first point, boy, I focus my life, boy, it sounds arrogant, on loving and serving. And what can I do for you? And whatever you need, and whenever you need it. And this guy can't even take up a parking space?
trying to be a good citizen. I think, like, for me, I try to be a good citizen. When I see other people not caring or completely ignorant of the fact, there's a little bit of that, like, well, I've tried so hard to be this person. Why can't you try that hard? So I guess that's a little bit of I don't know if it's a hurt or, and it might just be a microcosm of all the times that you have been slighted over the course of your life. And in that moment, all of those things are like,
If you're not aware of your emotions, you'll be manipulated by your feelings. That those pile up.
right. And
all
in
of a
that
sudden-
moment, that's the microcosm of everything else everything else that's happened to you in the past.
What would you call it if your reaction is like that feeling of no, not that.
I know, I'm just going.
internal reaction is like, well, that's not fair. Like, what would you call, like, because I feel like that's where I go a lot of times. Like, well, that's not fair.
It's a respect. I mean, it's a belonging to a degree. We all deserve this common respect. I matter because I'm a person.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yet you're putting your personhood above mine.
Okay. Yeah.
So that would be the other end of that. You're not giving me the common respect, or I don't matter as another person here on earth who deserves to
Right.
not have litter. You know, why do you think you get to litter, whereas I don't? You know, and I don't want to, and I would never would. Why do you get to get ahead of me in line when I'm standing? Like,
Yeah.
even if we were equal, that's rude. But you ain't even equal. Equal to me. You ain't even equal to anyhow. It's an Archie Bunker line. Yeah, I mean, I think also of our inability to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I think in a lot of ways, because, okay, somebody does something like that. The joke I make with Turtle, Anthony DeMarco, Anita Choma's son, that he is the obligatory contrarian. I can post anything. And to be fair to him, he did not post when I posted about the person parking in the street. But I can say something like, my neighbor cuts his grass down to the dirt. And Turtle will reply, well, some people don't have enough money to mow their lawns more than 3 times a year. And so, like, he'll always be the obligatory contrarian. But to a degree, it's sort of giving somebody the benefit of the doubt. Like, in essence,
in what he's doing, you mean?
Yes.
By
in
playing.
whatever I choose to complain
Yeah.
about online,
Yeah,
he will
he's-
come in and be the. Right.
And you're saying
He'll defend them.
in a way. Yeah, he's giving
he's
them
giving
the benefit
them
of the
the
doubt.
But I'm using that as an example, like a ridiculous example
Yeah.
of we do need to look at people who are being judgmental or that we're judging and say, well, they probably didn't, like, that guy didn't choose to wake up that day and say, Lord, I want to piss off a music teacher, preferably a male. I want to put myself, he probably didn't do that.
Probably.
So, but
It'd be great if he did that.
yeah, it's kind of cool.
Somebody woke up with that specific of a situation.
And so sometimes we can't give the benefit of the doubt, I guess is my point. You know, that people that park in that way, we do judge. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not asking a question, but we've gone from, hey, it clashes with our own value, our own emotional needs, or it reminds us of our own hurts, or sometimes it's just so egregious we can't begin to identify with it. So we judge. Like, we don't look at them and say, well, I wonder why they're doing that. That it's just so outside the box. We just go, I just
Right.
can't even.
Yeah.
Like, but okay, go ahead.
I try to give most people the benefit of the doubt in most things, but there are like stock template things that at this point in your life, I can't give you the benefit of the doubt for.
Mind you, it's under the topic of why do we judge? Well, because it conflicts with our needs or reminds us of our hurts, or we judge because, well, you're saying it just doesn't match up at all. I can't give you the benefit of the doubt. Or for me, what I was saying is I can't find the benefit of the doubt. Like, I don't know where your out is, and you're saying it doesn't even matter. You shouldn't be here
the
by now.
person that parks in the fire lane, they're going to park in the fire lane. There's no like extenuating circumstances. This is just the kind of person that's decided, I don't care. I don't care about anybody else except for myself. So I really don't have there's no extenuating circumstances. Let me give you the benefit of the doubt, because that's what you're going to do. And that says a lot to me about who you
And
are.
by the way, you're at the liquor store, so you can't tell me.
Right.
You can't tell me, your grandmother.
I got to go pick up my kids from whatever.
Right.
Whatever. Like,
It was the
you
last
just-
handicap space.
Right.
Okay.
It's a tiny parking lot.
In a remote village.
Yeah. So I think for me, there's just times where I can't give you the benefit. And like, okay, let me ask you, homeless people. Okay. Do you give them the benefit of the doubt?
On what?
Being homeless. Like when you see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. Because I, well,
Yes. Very much so. That's with all due respect, silly example.
yeah. Because I usually, I would attribute it to some either mental,
Or or
or drug
mental
use or
or
something.
misfortune.
I would judge them on like, they probably have something going on,
Mm-hmm.
like something mental or some drug use or whatever. It would be that kind of
Yeah,
judging.
and
there's a
that's my
difference
answer.
between-
That's my answer too. I wanted to see, like, because homeless people is kind of a test, right? In my mind, like, because there's people that just absolutely judge them and like, whatever, you can.
Well, and there's
you
other-
can pick yourself up.
But it also boomerangs the other way. The people are like, oh, these poor people, they've become victims to this capitalist society.
Right.
And now it's like, no, they make
Right.
some poor
Now
choice.
you're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
projecting your
Right.
Yeah.
hurts
Right.
and things on that person.
Yeah.
Whereas we have a local guy, I'm interrupting, you're about to speak, but
That's
I'm
okay.
going to go ahead, who hangs outside of Aldi.
That's the guy I was thinking about.
Okay, not
That's
homeless.
the exact guy.
Not
Right. I
homeless.
know he's not, but he appears to be.
Right.
So do you judge him?
No, because I know his story as well. But here's what I judge
Because
tonight.
you give him the benefit of the doubt. If you didn't know him and didn't know his story.
But I'm still going to tell you I judge him. I don't judge him for being in the condition that he's in. But like tonight, I went to Aldi and he was sitting down outside. And I'm like, bro, you got a home.
Yeah.
It's warmer than where you are right now. You ain't and that makes me go to questions that there are no answers.
Mm-hmm.
And it also breaks my heart because I know people who have tried to help him. And he's just to a degree, he's not helpable. He doesn't qualify for the worst of the, it's just a terrible situation. But I also judge him, and I've told you this story before, I think, that he roots through the ashtrays for smokable butts,
Ew.
which we can judge on that alone. But he was smoking and he made all these smell like smoke and it bothered me.
Oh,
He was smoking.
that happened to
in
me
Aldi
yesterday.
smell.
Not the lady who works at the dollar store next door who obligatorily blows all of her smoke inside to the Aldi. That's different. This is our guy who just sits there.
Is she the lady that like her head bobbles a little
Oh,
bit?
sure. Yeah. She's also one that gave me the wrong change, and I almost had to, I had a big problem there one time. Point of the story.
She wears her mask.
Oh, yeah.
Do you judge people that wear masks still in 2026?
No, I would never do such a thing. Though there was a guy at the gym that, wow, wasn't he fun?
Oh yeah.
He had a mask on?
Oh, he had a mask on. He was
Hood
listening
up.
to music. He's got some dead bodies somewhere. Some are partially alive. He was very strange.
Some are partially alive.
Partially. Like your wobbly guy in your basement.
Yeah.
I had a good example. And I just had this new one. Here's a new one that I haven't mentioned that I judge. And I'd like you guys to walk me through this. And I've talked about it before, though. That at our high school, we have I do the announcing. We have national anthem. And I get it if you should stand. I announce that. Gentlemen, please, or whatever you want, please stand. Gentlemen, take off your hats. And we have some people who don't do that because during 2020 and on, it became a thing to kneel and protest during the national anthem. However, we don't have anybody kneeling and protesting during the national anthem. We have people who stand and cover their hearts or keep their hands down. And we have people who sit and talk. We have people who will talk loudly. And I want to, it grieves my soul. I judge so much on that because you're not protesting. You're not giving honor to police brutality of people of color. You're drawing negative attention to yourself. And who hasn't told you this? And why can't we do something about it?
Right.
Now,
And
what is that in
it's
me?
a 2-minute song. Take 2 minutes and shut up.
Right. You can even sit and be quiet.
Gosh, people.
You're supposed to kneel if you're protesting, but you can sit and not talk, but just talk and be loud.
Yeah.
You're bothered
Very
by
rude.
this.
no,
I
No,
see your
I'm-
wheels spinning.
it's yes.
Does that happen in McKeesport?
I don't go to sporting events.
Doesn't happen a lot at the old choir competitions.
I no, the wheels were spinning because I was wondering if you guys discussed this last week, and it's starting to come little nugget in my head. The difference between judging and maybe I don't know what the other
Being
alternative.
bothered by?
No, judging versus discernment.
Well, we talked
or-
about an assessment.
Okay, yes, and yes. So, like when you talk about okay, do you judge homeless people? And no, but we're aware of their situation, or we wonder about their situation, or whatever. That's not judging, right? That's assessing. So I'm wondering if
Well, sometimes we judge correctly.
okay,
After we've made an assessment, though, hopefully.
Right.
I'm wondering
We don't
if
prejudge.
because a lot of our judgment leads us toward anger or frustration or whatever, like the things that we judge. I'm wondering if there's like a line there to divide things that affect our where our hurts go.
Well, that sort of was my point.
Right. That's,
Okay. Well, that's my point.
But specific to my national anthem thing, okay, it is a respect thing that just follow the rules. but it's also like it bothers me because you're not even representing your cause, for lack of a better term.
Right.
Like you're not pro-black or pro-minority or pro anti-police brutality. You're just
You're just being loud.
You're just being loud and rude. Like,
Yeah.
and I guess also maybe that hits me at a common sense thing. Like you're not doing anything. You're just being.
Well, again, like to me, it's the template that there's not much room. You've grown up in this country. You've gone to school. You've heard the Pledge of Allegiance.
Used to be
100
rules.
times. Yes. You've.
I wonder how many.
Well,
Yeah.
we know the Star. Do you watch sports? There's the Star Spangled Banner. You know what you're supposed to do. There's protocol. And I'm not the biggest rule follower. I don't know if you guys know this, but there are things where like
But
in
you are
the,
respectful.
in the society, I like to see people do the things that will cause the most flourishing and peace, and things like that. Do not do that. They rub me the wrong way.
No, there's no unity.
No,
So
stop it.
we have this great debate amongst ourselves. Are we judging? Are we assessing? Are we this or that? But we know judgmental people. We know people that no matter what, they're quick to point out what's wrong with somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's sort of the third thing. So if we have number one, it doesn't match up with our emotional needs, or number two, it doesn't match up or it does remind us of our own hurts. It's real easy to judge somebody else because then you're not looking at yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And that's such an
blinders on.
easy. So
Yeah.
when I say I don't want to judge judgmental people, and I do, I try not to, that's hard because I know they're doing it as almost a defense mechanism, that it's easier to point out what's wrong with everybody else than to, for 1 second, look inward at yourself.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think there are probably people
It's
like
re-
that also though think that they are pretty awesome.
Well, sure,
Yes, and
because they're not
that's what-
looking.
I was just about to make the point. Is I know somebody who is so critical and nothing is ever good enough, and they live with this idea that they have this idea that, in my opinion, if they just did it like me, everything would be so much better. And it's almost a godlike thing where, like, if I could just make everybody do it the way that I would do it, I would be so happy. And because they don't, and I think my ideas are the best, I'm miserable and I'm going to judge you. And that's a horrible, toxic place to be. And I know I talk to somebody like that every single day, and it's pretty hard to endure and watch because there's no grace, and you're just always going to be.
And you're always going to be angry.
You're always going to be angry because they're never going to do
They're never
it
going
like
to meet
you.
your expectations.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't imagine living there.
No.
You're like, I don't
sounds
even like
horrible.
doing it the way I do it.
I'm not good enough for
You'll
imposter
never
syndrome.
be fulfilled.
You swept me up in your last point.
Sorry.
That my phrase of, it's always easy to be judgmental with somebody else's sin.
Mm.
It's real easy to focus on somebody else's sin because then you're not looking at yours.
Right.
And I think I think that's sort of because yours is one thing. That's sort of the maniacal. That's the hyper controlling. I've got to do everything and everything. And I'm laughing halfway through because I'm pretty sure at least Rachel, if not Rachel and I have said, if we could just run the world, everything would be a whole lot easier. Now we also know that not to be true.
Yeah.
But the other end of it is when people just love to point out the sin in others.
Because it's a defense mechanism at that point. They don't
I don't
want.
even think they know that.
Yeah.
I think it's easier or an obtuseness because it doesn't even occur to them.
And with what you were saying, Brian, with the person that it's like their way or the highway, it's the only way. Have you seen the series 11/22/63?
I'm watching it right now.
Okay. I can't wait to talk to you about the end
Mhm.
because it doesn't end how I thought it would.
Mhm.
And maybe try to finish it before next week because I would like to talk to
will.
you about it.
If I didn't
It's
have
not
to
very.
If I didn't have to do a podcast, I'd finish it tonight.
Yeah, it's not very long. I think it's like 8 episodes or
Yeah.
whatever, but it's really
good.
cool concept.
What's
Yeah,
it on?
Did you?
It's on Netflix.
I watched it also.
Okay.
When it first came out, so a couple years ago.
2016, I
Guy
think.
goes
Okay.
back in time to try to prevent the Kennedy assassination.
It's based on a Stephen
Franco.
King.
Yeah.
Novel.
It's pretty good. So
It's
far.
cool.
It's not the same as going back and killing baby Hitler.
No.
No, you're trying to
Once
save,
again,
you're
you
trying
killed
to
a child.
you're trying to save you're trying to save Kennedy, and you have the opportunity to take out Oswald
Yeah.
if he's the one that did it, which he's trying to figure
Which
out.
he gets into. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Which was also interesting.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
But,
right,
but
all right.
what was the
Yeah, what's that got to
point
do with judging?
Well, it's like he's trying to fix all these things in that's happening back then, and the way things that come out in the end were not his intention. So it's like when people have that, it's all about you.
What about them clearing
mentality.
their throats? Okay.
Sorry, when you have that, it's all about you. It's like, well,
If I could
there's
just
What leads you to believe you've got the answers?
there's a greater plan
right.
that
Oh,
that we believe in, that God is in charge of, and lets things happen no matter how bad they are, and for a reason. And things might not be as nice if you try
you
to
got your
prevent.
way.
You know, if you got your way and you tried to prevent. So yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah,
real quick.
yeah.
NFL playoffs, all that stuff's going on. I just want to make sure we're talking food at least every week.
Yep.
Best stadium food or go-to stadium food.
Oh, mine's easy. For Pittsburgh and going to a Pens game, it's Permane sandwich. Every time.
I do.
Cheesesteak.
Pirates games are usually where I find myself with. I haven't gone for a couple years.
Gosh,
I
I don't know Did we talk about this? I don't know the last sporting event, live
Yeah.
pro sporting event I've been to. Go.
Yeah. And I've done the Permanis. But I feel like, I can get that elsewhere. So I want to go in a different direction. The foot long hot dog.
Really?
Yes. And my boy and
Steam dog.
my boy and I would go back in the day,
Gosh,
and we'd
that's
each
great.
get a foot long, and just like I loved it with just all the the onions and peppers and whatever
Oh, you
else.
do all that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got
it's good
to.
stuff.
I was gonna say, like, if we're going for traditional, like we're not here in Pittsburgh, can't get my Permane sandwich, hot dog would be my go-to.
This is way off the beaten
Oh, well,
path.
then good, you're not taking mine.
I love it.
Yeah, way off the beaten path. But when you said that, the first thing that popped in my mind was a lobster roll. I went to Kono in New York. Took me to a Mets game.
I remember that story.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, we got to eat anything in the park that we wanted, as much as we wanted. But the lobster roll there from this one place, I think I ate 3 of them. I mean, on top of everything else that I ate, I kept going back for these lobster rolls.
What a great
Like,
line.
They were
I
buttery.
kept going back
Yeah, they were.
for the lobster rolls.
They were. I was so gross afterwards, but like they were buttery.
You got the lobster sweats,
dude.
Had a bit of a shine to him. He
Yeah,
did.
yeah. I was sweating butter at that later that night. But
Like Kramer
yeah,
when
when
he
you there was the
cooks
first thing that
himself.
popped into my mind were those
That's incredible.
Citibank or City whatever.
I love that.
park is. Yeah,
That's a good one.
I would just be a nachos guy. Just the nachos with
yeah.
the miserably hot
the plastic
jalapenos on them.
cheese.
Yes, not a bit of food in there.
Yeah.
no, it's not real.
I love
No.
A bit of just corn.
No, maybe. Maybe.
Corn plastic.
Corn with like 2 R's because it's been a little modified.
Well, the jalapenos count as a veggie.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my gosh,
That was
that's
a fun one. That was fun.
And that's how we're going to wrap up episode 310. Join us next week, Wednesday evening around
Nope.
8:30.
Sorry.
Nope.
Nah, we will not be here next.
Oh, you
next
can have your
week.
trip canceled.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I am supposed to go to New York.
Out of an abundance of caution.
I might be praying that the
Little nor'easter.
nor'easter hits us.
Down east.
Well,
Alexa.
perhaps it'll be 2 weeks then for episode 311. Between now and then, please give us a like or follow on social media and visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com. While there, take our relational needs questionnaire. And as always, thank you for joining us at the table for Lunchtime in Rome.
Hope to see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.